So, in this video, I'm going to explain my 5 signs, and I have a bonus as well at the end that you are a high value man. And I guarantee you, if you have all of these, if not most, very good chance you'll be successful. Very, very good chance. If you have all of these, you will be successful. So, I jotted down a few notes because I don't want to forget any points I'm going to make, and we're going to get straight into this video. The number one thing that indicates that you are a high value man, a man of value, whatever you want to call it, is that you are big on not wasting time. Like big with that. You're very strict with your time. You continuously get more strict with your time, which means you were strict with it to begin with, but as you just keep evolving as a man and you keep getting older, you keep knowing what's good, what's not, what's for you, what's not for you. So you can make mistakes when you're young, but all of a sudden you're going to stop making the exact same mistakes. You're going to stop making those mistakes because you start to see through it. Okay, I'm not going to do this again. So you start to mold yourself into the man you're supposed to be. The less mistakes, the better, but you have to make them in the first place. And that's why at such a young age, when I started to see things with the people I was around, no one told me anything, bro. I just knew deep inside where I was headed in a certain direction. The people that was around me were not good for me. And I try to hold on to them for quite some time. But it's just it got to the point, even at a young age, I was still at a young age, it got to the point where I just knew, this is bad. You start to get these gut feelings. Those people start to make you sick. And you start to get more strict with who you're around because you start to understand how much work you have to put in, how far you have to go. And being around those people is literally sucking the life out of you. It's making you worse. It's not making you the man you're supposed to be. It's literally holding you back. It's literally making you worse. There's nothing worse than being around the wrong people. I'm telling you, bro, it will literally rob you of your life. It will take your whole life from you. There's nothing you can do. If you're forced to be surrounded by people you don't want to be surrounded by. So that's the first thing. You're just huge on not wasting time. You continuously get more strict with your time as it continues to go because you get wiser, you get smarter, you become more selective, you become a better chess player, you're moving in the right directions, you're avoiding these places where you're just getting smashed. Every time it seems like you make a move, you get jumped on the chessboard. So you start to figure things out, and this puts you towards becoming a man of value if you stick to these principles, if you stick to being more strict and more serious about your life. The number 2 thing is you know how and when to say no. You're not a yes man. You're not a yes woman. You fully understand when to say yes, when to say no. You do what you feel like doing because you know how many reckless people there are in the world. There's so many people that just do whatever, and that's not who you are. So the most successful people I know personally, they have no issue saying yes or no. No issue whatsoever. They will say yes. They will say no. They are who they are. And that's what you should be. If you feel like saying no, you should, and you shouldn't feel guilty for it. If you say yes, and you say yes, but if something comes about and you feel like saying no, you have no problem doing it. There's no hesitation. It's just no because of X, Y, and Z, and you continue on. So that's another sign of a man of value. You could even say this in the opposite gender as well, because it's huge. And a lot of women, I feel, have a harder time saying no than men, just because women are led by emotion and stuff like this. So more women struggle with that, but there's even women who do this. They know how to say no. They put their priorities first. They're usually the more successful, more level-headed females in the world who understand how to do these things. So number 3, you are selective on the people that are around you. So you don't just let anybody around you. You don't just, like, it doesn't even matter who it is. It could be your family. It could be friends. It could be certain people you might date. For any of you guys dating anybody out there, like, you're selective. You don't just date anybody. It's you're selective. Like, you're picky. You should be picky. Everybody should be picky. You have to find your person. You can't just pick somebody because they're available, you're available. Well, are they your type? Do you guys have chemistry? Do you guys bond well? Can you guys communicate well? There's a lot that goes into it, and there's people out there, bro, that'll literally pick just anybody because they're available. So that is not a human being of value. That's a human being that is clueless. That is a human being that is lost. That is a human being that will end in a divorce. So a man or woman of value will be selective. They will take their time. They'll see what they're getting themselves into. Like, a lot is going to go down. And this equates to also friends, family, and everybody. Like, you have strict boundaries. It could be your own family, it could be your own parents, it could be your own siblings, it could be anybody. You can say yes, you can say no, you can tell them how it is. And there's people out there, bro, it doesn't matter who it is, that are not good for you. So you have to know where you stand with people and not let anybody walk all over you. That's what human beings of value do. They don't let people walk all over them. They have a healthy, maintained life and lifestyle. They don't let chaotic, lost people come around them doing their drugs and doing a whole bunch of crazy stuff and stirring the pot and messing them up and coming around with bad energy, and they have demons, and it just, you can't be around those people, man. You literally can't. If you're a man of value, you cannot have those people around you. It has to be people that are level-headed. I was about to say it has to be successful people, but it's more so level-headed people that get life. It doesn't equate to finances, but it equates, and the reason I would say successful is because if you're successful, it's probably an indicator you're level-headed to begin with. But you have to be level-headed, period. I don't get around people who's not level-headed. I don't get around people who's just reckless. They're coming around me and they're a bad influence and they don't know what they're doing and they put their demons on me. I just can't do it. And these are things I have learned at a young age. Naturally. Nobody told me anything. I figured things out on my own. Another sign that you're a man of value is that you understand psychology, the game. You understand when people's trying to game you. You understand when people's trying to manipulate you. You get it. And because of this, because of the experience you have, you rarely take L's in this field with people or even in situations anymore. Because you understand psychology, you understand what people are doing, you understand people's motives. This is huge. It's not just about the things you do that lead to success, which is obviously important, and it's the most important thing. But it's also about not letting people come around you who's bad for you, who can mess with your head, who can lead you astray, all to destroy you. So it's about staying away from things and situations like that and being able to be who you are as a human being and as a man. And like I said, because of this, you rarely take L's. Because you get just about everything. And you know who has good intentions, who has bad intentions. Energy does not lie. People come around. And you can feel what's going on. Like, is this a person I can just be myself around? Is this a person I can just relax around? Is this a person that makes me feel better, or do they make me feel worse? Because if they're coming around and you just feel like they're a lost cause, they're a loose cannon, they're just a mess. They're messing things up. They're messing things up everywhere you go. Things happen, and it's just like you can't enjoy yourself around these individuals, bro. So, and that's why understanding these types of things, understanding human behavior, is a very important thing, because you're protecting your own self. That's what it's about. It's about protecting yourself. It's also good because you can protect your own friends, your own bros. You can protect your family. You can protect people who's in your life. If you have a girl, you can protect her from bad things. Or if you're a woman, you can protect your man. You can protect your friends. You can protect your family if you understand these things. And the fifth sign that you are a high value man is you have daily disciplines. You take care of yourself and your health. You make smart moves and investments. You don't just live a whatever type of life. You're a very structured human being. You have a game plan. You know what you're doing. You don't just do mindless things. And if you have fun, you have a bit of fun, you come right back to it. It's not about having too much fun, because too much fun means you're filling a void. Because as human beings, we're all destined for purpose, bro. Like, we're all destined for purpose. We're all supposed to have a purpose. We're all supposed to have those things going on. And if you don't, it's okay. You just have to work on getting that to come to fruition. You do have a purpose. Everybody has a purpose. It's a matter of finding it. Do you want to find it, or do you want to distract yourself with mindless little fun stuff like a child? Because that's what kids do. That's what we did as kids. Random things all the time, bike rides, and it's what you're supposed to do. I'm not saying as a kid you're not supposed to do these things. You're supposed to do these things. You're supposed to experience life. You're supposed to try new things. That's why it's so fun being a kid. But as an adult, it's unacceptable. You go through the learning stages as a kid, all to become a young adult. By that time, you have to start venturing off down certain paths and create some success for yourself, because you're going to be an adult. You have to make a living. You have to get things going in that kind of a way. It's more so about your daily habits, rituals, and disciplines. It's not about being a kid no more. Kids are kids, and we were all kids, and it's a hell of a time. It's fun. I had the funnest times of my life being a kid, and there's good things about being an adult too, and things are starting to get fun, but you're going to have to go through a period where it's kind of miserable. And that's the life of an adult, of a man and a woman. You're going to have to go through hard times to create the life you want to live. You have to be smart in every way, shape, and form. You have to be smart with your finances. You have to be smart with the moves you're making, and the things you consume, the things you eat, the things you drink, the people you get around. It's this important. People's lives flourish because they make the right moves. They know what they're doing. They get away from bad people. They were never around bad people. Some people was never around bad people at all. Some people were. I was before. And it wasn't the worst people. It's just, it's not for me. It's people that I've outgrown. It's people that kept going down a path that's just not, it's not purpose driven. It's not a purposeful life. It's very meaningless. It's very one dimensional, and all these dopamine bursts and hits and everything else, smoking joints, hitting the blunt, smoking cigarettes, drinking, partying. That's a bunch of BS as an adult. Nobody should be doing those things as an adult. And if you are, you're messing up, and you know you're messing up, and you're doing it because you're coping. I recommend getting your shit together. I tried those things as a kid, as a younger kid, a later teenager, very early adult, around 18. And it stopped right around there. Like, some of my worst years was probably 16, 17. By 18, I started to mature. By 18, things started to look up. I didn't do much at the age of 18. Maybe the first half of 18, but the second half, like things was really looking up. And by 19, I had my P's and Q's together. I had my stuff going. Like, and when I say that, I was heading in the right direction. I didn't have success then, but I was heading in the right direction, and that's what matters. It doesn't matter where you're at. It doesn't matter your current level of success. What matters is the direction you're heading in life. That's as important as anything, because you're gonna get there. It takes time. It takes patience. It takes perseverance. And if you understand all these things, I guarantee you, bro, you are a high value man. I guarantee you, bro, you will be successful. I guarantee it. Bet on it. But it all comes down to this, folks: your daily disciplines, your health, the smart moves and investments you make, understanding how to move, understanding how to get ahead, understanding that most people in the world don't do these things. So if you do these things, you're going to be on a different level than everybody else that aren't doing those things. And you'll be in the top percent fairly easily. It's just about what you want to fight for. Like, do you want that life? Do you want to do those things? Because that's what it comes down to. And here's the bonus. And yeah, I've already kind of mentioned this, but you just straight up take your life seriously, and you don't live to party or enjoy, but rather you are solely focused on building the life you want. So in order to be a high value man, you understand that. You understand these things. You understand as a young adult and in your adult years, it's not all about the fun. It's actually less about the fun, especially at first, to get yourself going, to get your life where you want it to be. That's what's important. Like, I don't know how I was so blessed to have lightning strike down on my life, but I say that because I was having all the fun on earth when I was a kid. All the fun on earth. And I made the switch like this, bro. It was insane. It's like I knew, okay, you're an adult now. You have to get it together. You have to start to act and move like an adult. You can't be just having fun anymore. It's about the grind. It's about getting to it. It's like I just knew this. I didn't watch no content at that time. I didn't have any successful people around me. I knew it within myself. I just knew it. So I genuinely believe I always had the traits of a successful person to begin with, without anybody telling me anything. That's why I sometimes believe too, like, some people just have it and some people just don't. Some people could live their whole life and try, and they just won't ever have it. And some people will do those things and they're going to get it because they're just on a different level. They just understand things on a deeper level. They put in more work. They're probably more talented. And that's what it takes. But you can also succeed not having talent if you just outwork everything and everybody, because all of a sudden you're going to be talented because you outworked everybody else. You wanted it that bad. And you made it happen. So that's pretty much the video, guys. Like I said, if you guys fall under the category of all these things that are listed here, I guarantee you you're a high value man, and I guarantee you you will be successful. It is inevitable. You cannot possibly live this kind of a life and not acquire success to some degree. You will. Most people ain't doing it, so if you do it, you just will. And with that being said, God willing, God bless. We will see y'all at the top.